Hello. Hold on. We need to... Oh, I'm getting attacked by wings.
I'm sorry. Our camera.
It's somewhat shifted. We're good now. Oh, let me fix my bangs. My fake bangs.
I'm trying not to take Crystal out with my wings.
My fake bangs.
You guys can thank Alex for this.
I think it's cute.
My costume was picked out by my 6-year-old. And the wig is... Her name is on.
Oh, I guess I should turn off Tyler's stream.
Here, Tyler.
Oh, so loud.
We'll have to raid Tyler if he's still...
Yes, we will. Okay, well, let me get comfy. I guess we can show off our outfits. I'll go first.
Move out the way.
So, I'm pretty sure you know who I am. Oh, look, I said my feet were never even going to be shown, but look, now my feet are being shown. Let me step up so you don't see me here. I am Velma with my bangs that didn't turn out the way I wanted to, but I wasn't about to cut my hair. And this is way orangier than it's supposed to be, but
she looks cute.
I am Velma.
Guys, she's Velma. It's spot on. She keeps saying it's not. Okay, my costume, I'm a fairy. Alex, my 6-year-old, picked it out. I was not allowed to be anything scary. So he picked it out, everything, but I wore all black because I got to at least pick that. But the wings, the wig, everything else.
Alex picked.
These on my face, like he picked all of this out. He said I needed to be a happy pink fairy, which nothing except for my eyeshadow is pink, but we're going with it.
I think she did a great job. Nick is so cute. I love it.
So, and get you a spouse that will help you because these wings from Spirit of Halloween sucked and my arms were too fat for the armholes. So he literally pinned it to my overalls.
But it's cute. I love it.
So yeah, and shout out to Amazon because this was only $20. And
I kind of want one
really
for no reason other than I like it.
Yeah.
And it's long and
yeah,
pretty.
I wanted to either be Ghostface because I felt like that was very appropriate for us because that was our first caves. Or a devil. And I was not allowed to pick either of those because it was too scary for moms. I don't know what that means. That's what Alex said.
It was too scary for moms? Like moms aren't supposed to be scared?
Yes. Like, I kept showing him stuff at Spirit of Halloween, and he kept, like, gravitating towards... He wanted me to be an angel, and I drew the line. And I said no.
Now, looking back, she probably should have been Daphne.
I didn't know what Crystal... Oh, Crystal didn't know what she was...
I didn't know until, like...
Gonna be... Or I would have done that because we very much could have been matching. But I got my costume, and then she was, like, a planch... No.
That would have been funny. How would you have done that?
I don't know. They did have a lot of Ouija stuff at Spirit of Halloween. Like, Zach almost got a blanket, and he said we should have hung it up in the background.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But we ended up...
Maybe we can go, like, on Halloween Day, or, like, the day after Halloween when it's all super cheap.
Do they discount stuff at Spirit of Halloween?
They did.
I've never been. Like, I've only been to, like, get Halloween stuff, and then I've never been back.
Yeah, I've never been either.
Maybe we can go.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Might be a good idea. So we are talking about Ouija board stuff.
Oh, cardboard, yeah.
Today. Let me go over to our fancy little list that we have.
I've actually been enjoying TikTok because I've been seeing all these, like, I'm not that mom, but all these moms that have been, like, hand making them.
No.
And they're amazing. No. They're making TikToks about it, and I'm very jealous, but...
No, I know a girl, like, I don't know her personally. I've just followed her on Instagram for years. Like, she makes her children's costumes every year, and they are next level amazing. Like, she made her kid, like, one of them wanted to be Cruella de Vil, and, like, made her, like, a Dalmatian printed jacket, like, fur coat, like, big...
That's amazing.
Fur coat. Like, every year she goes all out, and I'm just so jealous about it because That's not who I will ever be.
Mine are sitting right here beside us. We already showed Crystal, and they are store-bought, but they very much picked them out themselves, and they're going to be happy. But I wish...
I'm so ready to see Joe's, though.
Yeah, he's going to be Spider-Man.
He's going to be so cute.
They didn't pick any of the... We literally went in there, and one wanted to be Scooby-Doo, and one wanted to be something from Minecraft, and they both walked out with not even what they said we were going in for. So
Alex's is just funny.
I'm just glad we took them and like let them walk around, because if we had bought what they said they wanted and we came home, like, they probably would have been upset.
Yeah.
But
oh well.
I don't know.
I think it'll be cute. You can post pictures. I think they'll be adorable. Okay, so first on the agenda of the list, I have that we need to talk about our Patreon. If you have not looked into Patreon, or if you don't know what it is, basically it's just a way to support us on a regular basis. We have a couple of different tiers. We have one that's $3 a month, and you basically just to give us a case every month to put on our list. You get a shout out at the beginning of an episode or end, or wherever we put it in, and you get to be on our close friends list on Instagram. So we'll post like exclusive stuff just for you. So there's that. And then there is a $10 tier that gets you all of that other stuff, plus you actually get to choose a case for us to do the following month. So because you are part of that, you get to actually choose a case. And you get access to all of our show notes and our scripts and stuff that we put out, and I feel like there's something else on there.
You'll get to see like all the past script notes. Like if there's a script note you want to see, like you want to see our very first one about the Gainesville Ripper Ghostface.
Yeah.
You can read that one. I can't remember. Oh, you get to be close friends with us.
Well, I said that one already.
Oh, you did. Never mind. That's it.
Then there's something. I thought there was something else. Maybe not. I don't know. If there was, you can go look. And then we also have a $5 tier for businesses. If you have a small business that you want to have a shout out once a month on an episode, it is $5. So it's pretty cheap. We are cheap,
So yeah, if you know of anybody with one or you have one, just like kind of reach out to them for us if you wouldn't mind, and say, hey, we know this great podcast, and $5.
$5.
Shout out. Yeah, because I promise we're not being greedy with doing the Patreon. We have plans for the money that come from this. Like, we would love, I would love...
Basically, we're fundraising.
Yes, because we would love to get some studio lights. Like, there's some... We actually have an Amazon wish list, too.
Mm-hmm, we do.
We could link that probably in the Patreon, too. It's basically going towards that. And I know me and Crystal...
Yeah, we just want to update some of our equipment.
Yeah.
There's some computer parts that we need.
Yeah.
There's just a little things that we need to make. We need to finish applying for our business license and copywriting, all that kind of stuff, and that's expensive and takes money. And while we do have a little bit of money put aside, it's
a lot of it comes out of our pocket.
Yeah.
So
we don't want to always necessarily keep doing that.
This is a way of people, our followers, our listeners.
If you want to see us grow,
it's a little bit way that you can fund us, and you actually get a little something back, so we're not just being greedy and being like, give us money.
And we are trying to look into getting our stickers made, and I want to try to do every time you sign up for Patreon, your first time you sign up, you get a sticker that we send out to you, and so on and so forth.
And me and Chris were also talking about getting decals for our cars.
Yes.
And I was wondering if would other people want decals for their cars?
I don't know.
That's a good way for you to shout us out and stuff. Obviously our family and friends would probably be up to that.
I probably would just make them put them on their cars, to be honest. I'd be like, hey, stick this in your car, I'll do it for you.
I'm definitely putting something on the Jeep, because it's basically free advertisement.
That's what I was thinking, too. At the end of the day, it's...
But yeah, definitely if you guys know of any small businesses, or if you're listening and you have a small business, and this is also going to go on YouTube, which YouTube for us can go either really good or really bad.
Yeah, as we found out.
Yeah, either we have awful comments from strangers that don't know us at all, or we have actually recently had some really, really nice comments. So that's been awesome. Haven't been afraid to log on to our YouTube studio to read comments lately because
they've all been
nice.
really great.
Yeah.
So let's see. Next on the agenda, we have our giveaway. If you haven't already entered the giveaway, we are drawing on the 31st. We are giving away a Bayou Chronicles t-shirt and a quad, so 4 cookies, chocolate chip from Basic Batches Bakery.
And our shirts go from small to 2X.
Yes.
So we definitely got you covered.
For the most part. Sorry, we are not incredibly size inclusive, but that's all we could do. As we will grow, we will become more size inclusive.
Yeah,
I promise.
I would love to get like extra small, maybe a 3X.
Yes, like even that's, to me, even that's like bare minimum that we could do. We could go better, but we're getting there, I promise. So, as we were doing that, we did want to shout out Basic Batches because they're great, and obviously we're doing it. I want to show you what we got.
I was literally FaceTiming Crystal when she picked this up, and they're the sweetest.
Okay, so it's this little box. I'm going to try not to tilt it because there's cookies in it. It says Black Magic. This was her Halloween box. Every box is different. It has a little eyeball on the side, which I think is super cute.
And she made these.
Yes, she made these. She made the cookies inside and these, okay? So, inside, it has her little label. I don't know if that's inverted for you to see. She gave us some stickers, so we got a
Hocus
Pocus one, which we'll have to figure out where to put. And my personal favorite, it says 100% That Witch, because duh.
It's a half crescent moon.
So basically, this is a spell box. So everything in here is to do a spell. And so there's like the actual, like she printed out the spell. I got like the oils from it, on there. And it says protection spell. Queen of cookies, queen of hell, I call on you for this protection spell. Lend your power, give me your might, because these cookies will be so damn good, I'ma slap my mama tonight.
Is
that
so
not
cute.
precious?
Like all the details she put into this. Aren't they cute?
I love it. Okay, so let me take this off. Let me take this off so you can see. So, everything you need for this spell is in here. There's ogre fingers. Let me pull one out. Ooh.
I wish you guys could smell this right now.
So the little ogre fingers, oh my god, they smell so good.
So good.
Okay, this is, I think, oh my gosh, I can't remember right now. I think this is the sandpaper skin. And all this is a snickerdoodle cookie with white chocolate chips.
And these cookies are big, y'all.
These are huge.
These are big.
I can't remember what this one is now, but there's like,
I think is it peanut butter or something, or sugar cookie with some kind of frosting.
I'll tell you.
I know that one. I know what the last one is.
Here, you can show the last one.
The last one is basically like a.
It's I know it's supposed to be like the cauldron cookie or whatever.
It's something like that, but it's basically a s'more, like a s'more cookie, and it's got a melted marshmallow on the top with little googly eyes. It's edible.
It's called the Witch's Brew.
But yes, and this cookie is like the size of the palm of my hand. These cookies are huge, and they're kind of heavy.
They are very heavy. Okay.
It smells so good, though.
So the Witch's Brew is double chocolate chip cookie stuffed with Nutella and marshmallows. This one right here is the full moon. So it's a sweet cornbread cookie topped with honey buttercream.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
She said mushrooms, though, y'all.
I know, I did say mushrooms. I did say mushrooms, sorry.
That one.
And then the sandpaper skin curse is a snickerdoodle base loaded with white chocolate chips coated in cinnamon sugar. Ooh. And then the ogre fingers are a sugar cookie base with a hint of matcha topped with pistachio.
Yeah, it literally looks like a finger.
It does look like a finger.
She put a lot of details in it. So this is Basic Batches.
Yes.
This is amazing. So this is the cookies that you'll be getting with our giveaway.
Yes. So you'll be getting the chocolate chip, just the plain chocolate chips.
Not these specific ones, but from the same small business. They're amazing. Yes. They're the sweetest.
And she ships everywhere. Nationwide. Yeah, we're probably going to eat these later or during the stream or whatever.
That's a lot of detail, y'all. She made all these cute little boxes.
I know. She did so much, and I am completely obsessed. I know she probably stayed up a million hours trying to get them done. So, Kim,
shout out
you're awesome.
If she's watching, I know she said she was going to try and
I know. I told her. So, if you're here, if not, I will clip this. If someone who's watching knows how to clip this, clip it. So we can make sure she sees it, because I told her when I picked these up that we were going to talk about them.
Yeah, she was literally we were FaceTiming each other when she picked them up, and we were very excited.
She was excited too. So Kim, if you're watching, we
you.
love you and thank you so much. Anyway, I think that was it for that. Next, I know we're just talking a whole lot of not things about this Ouija board, but we have a lot of stuff going on especially this week. So Monday we are giving a talk. Tomorrow, Tomorrow we're giving a talk at the Cameron Parish Library. They're having like a true crime lovers book club basically, and they're meeting on Zoom, and myself and Bethany are going to be their guest of honor, and we are basically just going to be leading a discussion on Baton Rouge serial killers. So we are starting at 6:30. We have posted the link on Facebook. Yeah. I haven't done it on Instagram yet, so check it out on Facebook. But
anybody can join.
Anyone can join. It's just going to be a huge
You basically just have
together.
To have Zoom.
Yeah.
You just have to have Zoom download or on your computer, or we have it on our phones.
Yeah. So you basically just have to have it that way, and then you can join in and come hang out, support us. It'd be nice to see some people that we
because we're nervous.
know them well, because I don't know anybody, and I'm a nervous wreck.
Because I was under the impression that we were guest speaking. You were maybe going to speak like a little bit, but Crystal says we are the main.
We're the main shebang.
Yeah, we're the main deal. We're the main people talking at this thing tomorrow with a bunch of strangers, which it's literally a book club. So, but still, petrified. And these people literally found us from our YouTube, which is
also kind of crazy.
The craziest part. This is like why I mean, in the beginning, I was telling Crystal, like, when we started our podcast, I would like us to, like, basically put it out anywhere that we could, and I'm glad we did start doing YouTube.
Yeah.
Because now we have people reaching out to us from YouTube.
I think it's pretty cool.
So that's pretty cool. And it's pretty cool they're here in Louisiana. So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's, to me, the best part.
And they'd have some great comments on our YouTube video, and they've been giving us a lot of views on YouTube, so
thanks, you guys. And the next event is going to be this weekend, this Saturday, right?
Yes.
Saturday night. As we get closer, we'll release, like...
It's 3 p.m. Eastern, so what?
2 p.m.?
2 p.m. Central.
Yes.
Yeah.
As it gets closer, we'll release the exact details and everything, just because she wanted us to kind of wait until about Thursday. But we do want to give everyone a shout out just to get ahead. We're basically going to be doing like a sip and what would you call it? Would she call it a sip?
She called it it's basically like a sip and chat or sips and inspiration
or something
like that.
Basically, she's this absolutely gorgeous woman out of Atlanta that has a cooking page.
I guess she started doing culinary work, and now she started her own personal chef business.
Yes. So
cool.
On Saturday she does a kind of like sit and talk with inspirational women or women that just kind of have interesting lives.
She is very much hardcore feminist, female empowerment.
She's awesome.
Is basically, if you know me and Crystal, we get made fun of a lot, and we literally don't care. That is us.
No. She's great. We spent probably 30 minutes talking to her Friday, and she was awesome. We can't wait.
We were so nervous, and it was literally like, I don't know, talking to a friend.
Yeah.
Like, it was, she was so sweet and so nice. But I want to give a little shout out to my friend Kelly. I don't know if you're watching this or if you will watch it, or I'll go back and clip this for you. But thank you so much for
hooking us
up. And I didn't realize how much of my friends were kind of spreading the word about our podcast. So I was kind of, I wouldn't say blindsided when I got the message, and then I literally screenshotted it immediately and texted it to Crystal. But Kelly is somebody that I met when we used to live on Guam many years ago. I didn't realize how long it's been. It's been 8 years since I lived there, which seems like a lifetime ago. Yes, 8, 7, something like that. I was very young, And she was one of my first friends that I met, my first time living away from home, and we've kept in contact all these years. Her oldest son is actually born 2 weeks after Alex.
Aww.
She was our neighbor. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
They were our neighbors, and we got pregnant around the same time, and I had my son April 5th, and she had hers on April 20th, so.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I actually went visit her, and yeah, we did so much together. So I just want to say thank you to Kelly, because apparently she's been kind of shouting out our podcast, and she has her own little business, and she's been telling all her clients about us, and that's how we kind of got this little gig on Saturday with Nancy, and we're very excited about it. So thank you so much, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly. I don't know
very
you, but
cool.
thank you. Thank you. I think that's the second of our events, and that's it. So now that we're like 15 minutes into this and people can hate us, I'm done with all my businessy talk.
But we made it very clear that today it's gonna be chill, hanging out. This is basically like our Halloween stream.
Yeah, we just kind of want to chill. I mean, we could have streamed on Halloween, but we didn't want to because I will be getting ready to leave for vacation, and that was just a little stressful, and this day just worked out a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So, today we're going to be talking about Ouija boards.
Mm-hmm.
They creep me out, I'll be honest. I won't touch one. So, Bethany, you want to tell me about Ouija boards?
Yes.
Educate me.
Yes. Okay. All right. So let's start out the stream by I say start out, but we've been here almost 30 minutes, discussing the actual origin of Ouija boards. I kind of wanted to not just come on here and just jump right into like. I don't have any personal Ouija board experiences, so
I don't either.
Crystal doesn't.
I watched the Ouija movie the other day in preparation.
Yes. I've read tons of, like, other people, watched a lot of YouTube videos, movies. I watched the same one as Crystal. I feel like it's all I can't even say that word. Obligatory or...
Obligatory?
Anyways, you know we're not good at words. Like, you...
I don't know.
Anyways.
We just got college degrees between us that we don't...
Mine's for English.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Had to watch it. I don't have any personal. Crystal doesn't, because we don't do that thing.
I ain't touching it.
Don't ever expect that from us on Twitch or the podcast. We will talk about it though. But I didn't want to just jump into like a bunch of personal stories. We will at the end. I'll tell you some that I found on the World Wide Web. I know Crystal loves when I say that, and I have it in my notes a couple of times. But let's Rewind. Oh my God.
Fast forward backwards. I am officially going to call it that from now on. Can we fast forward backwards?
Jesus. I'm blonde under this wig.
We know.
But we're going to talk about kind of how it kind of started. And even this isn't how it started. And I did a little research on the original. But it was a long time ago, and there wasn't that much research on it, which is sad that, you know, throughout history, the further and further you get away from something, you know less about, because you really have to keep detailed records of everything, and a lot of stuff back then wasn't. But after the Civil War, because everybody knows about the Civil War,
I hope you do.
Hope so. History was my least favorite subject, but I at least know the basics of everything.
And it was my major, so.
And it's literally Zach's favorite thing in the world. Like, he could talk about anything history all day long. But after the Civil War, and we all know the Civil War, a lot of people died. A lot of people, whether from whatever side. And so many family members were just, it was devastating because... I mean, already, this was a while ago, and people already were dying young, just because still, like, I mean, we had medicine and stuff, but it still wasn't like today. So, even more people were dying, this time not from sickness, from more, and they just kind of weren't handling it very well, and they were just like, is there a way that we can still speak to our loved ones, which a lot of people back then didn't really believe in this kind of stuff, but I think it was such a traumatic experience for everybody, and so many people were dying that they were kind of desperate, and they're like, I might not necessarily believe in this, but let's give it a try. And that's basically what was happening. And there was a ton of phony baloney. There's a ton, and you can look it up. Ton of phony baloney mediums, and if you don't know what mediums is, Google it. I know y'all love it when me and Crystal say that.
Google it. Who doesn't know what a medium is? Like, y'all watched Long Island Medium, did y'all not? Like, everybody watched that show, did they not?
I say this because we get a lot of, this is going on YouTube, y'all know we put everything on there. Y'all wouldn't believe the questions we get on YouTube. It's like, I mean, part of it, I feel like they're just asking it to be buttholes. But there's genuinely people out there like, what does this mean? What is this?
I don't know. Google it.
We know what medium is. People that talk to spirits. They're a little more sensitive. They know things, okay?
Things I wish I was sometimes, but then everyone tells me I don't wish I was.
No.
So,
anyways, a lot of these mediums, I'm air quoting here, were popping up everywhere, and they were really, like, trying to monetize off of this. They were like, all these people are dying. These families are going to need somebody to help them. So they would basically swoop in and be like, for, XYZ, I'll let you talk to dear old dad or grandpa or whatever much, because that's who was dying. And even their young children. There was young children out there fighting and dying. And I'm not saying mediums exist, because y'all know I very much believe in this thing. I think Crystal's, we talk about it a lot more now, and I feel like she's coming around. And I'm always telling her that she's probably experiencing stuff, but she always tries to debunk it. She doesn't listen to me. But anyways, before I get into the more Americanized form, and I'm going to say that a few times, because the Ouija board itself is Americanized. Like, a lot of stuff in America.
Well, I know that. I'm sure you're going to say it, but isn't the game people Hasbro, don't they own it?
Now.
Well, yeah, now. Like, but that's why it got so Americanized?
Way before that.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yes, it continues. Like, they still to this day claim that it was created here in America, and it wasn't.
Well, I knew that. That's weird.
But yeah.
But, like, I know you can buy it at Target.
Oh, yeah.
Which scares the crap out of me.
Yeah, you can.
I'm getting suffocated by this turtleneck, just so y'all know. Like, itchy.
I have one as well, but it's not as much, and it's sleeveless. Thank God. But yeah, actually, the very first sign of using writing, not like a planchette, and that's how you say it, right?
A planchette.
Planchette. I'm not talking about like using a planchette, like how they do on Ouija boards. The first sign of like writing in a book or on paper or anything, to speak with those on the other side, actually can be traced to China, in 1100 A.D. That's a long time ago.
That is a long time ago.
And this is what I was talking about. I did a little research. I kind of dug deep. For this, I used a lot of Reddit. And I know Crystal loves that.
I do.
She's a Reddit-aholic. She needs it on a t-shirt. And I think I'm going to get her that for Christmas.
Reddit-aholic?
But yeah, I found a lot of stuff on Reddit. There's a lot of very intelligent people on Reddit. But I'm also... You have to be careful, because I think there's a lot of weirdos on there that will just type something up and you will believe it at first.
Yes, 100%.
But I found this, and then I went and did my other research, and this is what I was talking about. There's not much on it. Like, there's a little bit, but this happened a long time ago, and a lot of stuff was lost from back then, and there was fires and, devastations and wars and stuff. And a lot of time when wars happen, if you listen in history class, anytime it's overtaken or anything, they'll normally destroy all their documents or anything that has to do with that culture. So a lot of stuff was destroyed, unfortunately. But they can trace Ouija board, you're quoting here again, not the actual name, all the way back to 1100 AD in China, which is amazing. And then, we get our hands on it over here and we slap a name and a price tag on it. Anyways.
That's so American.
That's where it's Americanized.
Can make a buck, I can make a sell it.
Yeah, 1100 AD, that's a long time ago. But we're going to fast forward. I got the right tense there.
Not rewind in the future.
Rewind backwards. Anyways, the Ouija board really started taking off in America in 1886, and it didn't have that name yet. I'm just referring to that so you guys know what I'm talking about. Mainly used by mediums. Like I said, some of these were phony balonies. And I'll be honest, I researched this. At first, I was very confused, and it was all over the place. And many people were actually, like, named. It was like people were fighting over
I created this.
who created it. Like, there was, like, 10 different names, and I was kind of, like, confused. But anyways, the most well-known was made in Baltimore, Maryland in 1890, and I'm referring to the actual board, like, not the person. But they mainly say this is, like, the first one made here, and we'll get to, patents and stuff like that. But I guess, it was because it was actually made here in America, crafted and made by a American manufacturer company. So other ones were being made like in Germany and places like this, but the one made here is why they kind of say it's the first. Americans. Isn't that an American thing? Like, I literally just told you it wasn't made here first. Like, other countries made it first, but
we're gonna say that we made it here first. And
if you research Ouija boards, it says like America everywhere, and it wasn't. China, and then they made a few in Germany and Russia, like all over the place. And then it came here in the 1800s. So,
well, we made it.
Yeah, there's a big gap between
America
1100 AD and 1890. That's a big gap.
That's a massive gap.
Anyways, yeah, it was made in toy stores. Like, it was made in a manufacturer here in America, and then it hit toy stores, like, immediately.
Toy stores? Why toy stores?
I don't know. Yes, toy stores. Imagine a 5-year-old going to the store, and they're like, Mom, I want this board so we can talk to Dad. I miss Dad. I know he died in the war.
Hold on. I still don't understand. I want to know why, like, they first made it in a toy store, though. Like, why was it marketed as a toy?
Because it fell within the game board category. They didn't really know which section. Like, the person, and we're going to talk about it in a minute, owned a Toy Story. And he was kind of, I don't want to say going through bankruptcy, but it was
hard times.
It was hard times. Civil War. I mean, stuff's happening. Kind of recession. Country's going downhill. Like, 30 years later, the Great Depression, or 20 years later, the Great Depression happens. Like, the country was not in a good place. And here we have these toy makers, and they're noticing, basically they saw an opportunity. Civil War was happening. All these mediums were popping out. They were using this talking board.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a toy factory.
So why don't we make
a toy story? Why don't we make our own board?
Yeah.
These children and these wives, they were basically preying on women and children.
I see that.
And
saying, oh, instead of having to go to a medium to speak to your dead relative, come by this. Yeah. Well, back then, $1 board, 50-cent board.
Probably not even that, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. 10-cent board, and you can talk to your dead husband at home.
So they basically, they were preying on these women and children, and that's who was coming in. Mainly it was women, but they have kids, and if you take them into a toy store and they see, and they a lot of the times put it in the front windows. So they're kids. If you have kids, they're going to want to go to something that's new. And it probably has a new sign, flashy, and they don't really know what it is.
But can you imagine if we did not know what Ouija boards were today? Can you imagine how the news would report toy stores putting Ouija boards in the windows as? It would literally disintegrate overnight because of how many people were talking about how these toy stores were trying to force devil worship on kids. Yeah, in the 1890s, it was like, here's a devil board. Mm-hmm. Here's a talking board. Take it.
Yeah. They were just...
That's crazy.
They did no research on it. They didn't care what it was. They just saw, we can make money off of this. And they did. it's still, like Crystal said, you can go to Target and still buy it today.
I was at Target the other day and they had one.
But yeah. Interesting. Remember when I said it was kind of hard to pinpoint the first person in America that kind of put this out, made it? That was a half of a lie. Because when you first start researching this, like I said, there's going to be a lot of names out there. There's a lot of money-hungry people that are just, like, money-hungry, and they really want to take on the title of the first Ouija board, which is really kind of psychotic. There's people out there that wanted this so bad. There's a difference between inventing something, which Americans didn't. We talked about that. They did not invent the Ouija board. And putting a patent on it. That's a big difference, because you can invent something. Let's say Molly Sue. Okay, we're going to call her Molly Sue. Molly Sue goes out there and she invents a new soda. Okay? Pepsi and Coke are probably going to be a little nervous. If they go and they buy the patent for that new soda before Molly Sue does, Coke owns that new soda because they put the patent on it. And that's how it goes, folks. That is the business end deal of it. That is why a lot of people, before they announce their product or anything, they get that patent first. And that's very smart. Mm-hmm. And that goes for names as well. Trademarks, anything like that. People that write songs, if they got that and somebody tries to take your song, that's why a lot of people get sued. And they have to change their name or their product or anything. So, a lot of Americans, first off, we didn't invent this. A lot of people were out there like, oh, we got to get this. And there was this one man that was like, all I got to do is spend a little money and patent this thing, and I get to be the owner of a Ouija board? Heck yeah. So that's basically what happened. And there was this group of men, like I was talking about.
Always men.
Yeah.
Always trifling men.
Group of men in Baltimore, Maryland, that owned a bunch of Toy Stories, and one of them actually...
Toy Stories?
Yes.
They own Toy Stories.
Stores.
Yeah.
Toy stores. Whatever. I can't talk today.
I'm sorry, it was just really cute.
Well, there's a bunch of men in Baltimore, Maryland that owned a bunch of toy stores, and one actually owned a manufacturing company. So he made the toys for the shops and sold them to them. Okay. So they basically got together and they were like, these Ouija boards, these talking boards, these spirit boards, there were so many different names for it, are so popular right now. If we put our money together, we can patent this thing and start selling it at your stores, and I'll make it for you. So basically they cut a deal, which is kind of smart. And they all had their own businesses like I was talking about, but like we were saying, there was a recession going on, and toys weren't selling as fast because these moms were turning into single moms and
very quickly
and couldn't afford to buy their children all these toys and everything else because dad's gone. It's just a one-income household, and a lot of these women weren't working to begin with. They were stay-at-home moms, and that's just the truth about it. And that happens a lot in the war, even still today. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'd be in a lot of heckin' trouble if that happened to me. But they couldn't afford to buy toys and stuff. So people like this that own businesses like this, they weren't bringing in a lot of money. But Ouija boards bring in a lot of freaking money because they were willing to spend that last, $2 they had in their bank account to go buy this board that they could maybe talk to their husband or their dad. So these men were kind of smart. I hate to admit it, even though they basically stole this board from a lot of different companies in China. They were pretty smart. And one of the most well-known, because this was like a group of 5 men, y'all, between the stores and then the manufacturer. His name was Elijah Bond, and he's actually the one that, out of the group of these men, went and put the money in and applied for the patent at first. And, it was kind of pricey back then. I'm not gonna lie. I want to say it was $1,000, which back then in 1890 Jesus. Is a lot of money. But you're thinking about, he owns the right of Ouija board in general. Like if somebody sells a Ouija board, they have to say it belongs to him.
That's crazy.
So that's what the patent means. So back then, kind of pricey. But on May 28th, 1890, Elijah applied for the patent protection. That's when he dished out the money, and he was like, okay, I'm going to dish out these money. I need you guys in your stores to sell it, and we're going to work with that manufacturer, and we're going to bring it all out together.
That's $30,000 today.
Wow.
I ain't got that kind of money.
Wow. That's a lot.
Sorry, I had to Google.
But he owned one of the biggest toy stores in Maryland. And kind of supplied to the entire area.
So, I mean, he had money.
And he had, you remember, he had the connection with the manufacturer. Mm-hmm. So he had somebody to make the toys, and they were in on a deal.
So he knew it was going to plan out.
Oh, yeah.
He was going to get his money back, basically.
It was going to be profitable. So they basically opened up this huge toy novelty shops. They basically put all their money together. They had individual shops. They put all their money together, opened up this big store in Baltimore, and then they already had the manufacturing warehouse, so they didn't have to, outsource for that. They already had that. So it was genius. And the talking boards would bring customers in, and they were. And all the other stores in town and the mediums and stuff, it was bringing business in. So one of these men was Charles Kennard. He's the one that owned the manufacturing company that made the boards. So he's basically the biggest person in this besides Elijah, because without them, they wouldn't have been able to make the boards. And they were making them here in America, so they didn't have to worry about them being shipped in from other countries. They made them here, and then it went straight to the stores, and it was selling. So, pretty smart. And supposedly the story goes, I say supposedly because this is me looking up research on the internet. Who are we to say these stories are true? But supposedly the story goes, the men asked the board what it would like to be called, and it spelled out Ouija.
Sorry, it's funny.
I wish there was a more exciting story, but apparently before the patent... Yeah, apparently before the patent officer came over, they were all together and they asked the board what it would like, what they should name it, like what would be their...
I feel skeptical.
Advertising, yeah, I don't know. And apparently it spelled out Ouija. And there's a theory, I didn't include it in my notes, but I remember it from my research. One of the men was dating this, famous... She was kind of like an actress singer, and her name kind of was spelt like Ouija. So they think he just named it after his girlfriend. The spelling was a little different, but I don't know.
I mean, that's a possible explanation.
Either way, that's not the most exciting story, and I wish there was a more exciting one for people on this board that's really creepy and scary. Ouija. But yeah. But like I said, I say supposedly because Ouija boards are basically a thing you either believe in or you don't. You either believe in Ouija boards or you don't. I don't know if I necessarily believe in the board itself, but I definitely believe in the stuff that revolves around it. So take it as you will. Who are we to say if this happened or not? But the creepy part is when the patent officer came over to verify the product, because like I said, they were all at the warehouse and they knew the patent officer was coming over, so they already had the board out and were kind of playing with it. That's when I spelled out Ouija. And then the officer came in and he was like, I need to make sure this works, because when you apply for a patent, they have to come in, a certified officer comes in, and they have to make sure that your product that they're basically gonna be validating, the thing actually works. So he wanted to ask it a few questions, and the officer asked the board, what is my real last name? I thought that was weird.
That's strange.
Because I was like, does he have multiple names? Is he part of the mob? Because this is Baltimore, very much.
My real last name.
He was like, what is my real last name? That's kind of odd, but anyways, the board actually ended up spelling out the officer's last name, and he, from the research I could find, none of the men would know what his real last name was. I don't know if he had changed his identity, or maybe he was running from somebody, or he just had different aliases, but it really spooked the officer, and he immediately approved their patent. Like, it spelled out the name, and he was like, you have your patent.
Why do I feel like this is a fake story?
I don't know. And he got really scared and left. And then they had their patent.
Okay.
And it was officially given to Elijah Bond and Charles Kennard. They're the two names on it. Even though there was about 5 men.
Okay.
But
I'm intrigued.
Not sure if I believe that, but if it's really true, that would be very scary for that person.
Yeah.
The officer. Especially if it's a name that, like, nobody would know. It's just hard to tell, y'all.
That's weird.
A lot of this stuff. Anyways, over the decades, it went from, because that was 1890. Over the decades, it went from a family reaching out to loved ones, because of them losing them during the Civil War or because of sickness or whatever else, to groups of people trying to communicate straight with the devil. That's kind of what the Ouija board went from. It kind of, at first, was cutesy, and it was advertised as cutesy, and it was, a quick way to talk to your loved one whenever you wanted to because you can't talk to them anymore. And then it just kind of Ouija boards became taboo topic. Wasn't talked about as much. If you messed with Ouija boards, you were more than likely an outcast. You worshiped the devil. You were Satanist. Which people should really do research about Satanism, because not necessarily doesn't mean you worship the devil.
No, especially especially if you're part of the Satanic Temple.
If you're part of the Satanic Temple, I'm glad that Crystal brought that up. You actually don't worship the devil. You worship yourself. Mm-hmm. You believe that you are that God.
Yeah, and really more than that too. You're just an antithesis to religion.
Yes. It's actually very intriguing.
Which I always think every time someone, says something bad about them, I'm like, look, dudes,
it's
literally,
not what you think.
They're just saying, hey, there needs to be more of a separation of state versus the church.
Yep.
They pay taxes. They're filed as a religion, but they pay taxes because they believe that religion, churches and stuff, should pay taxes. And if they're getting money, and then have a huge thing on separation of church versus state, and making sure, if you've never read the tenets of the Satanic Temple, mm-hmm. highly recommend you read them, because literally all they are is be a good person and take care of other people. And
I studied it quite a bit, because one of my classes in college was a religion class, and we didn't just talk about one religion, we talked about all of them, and two that I really enjoyed was that one, and as well as Buddhism. Mm-hmm. I think they kind of go hand in hand, both very different but also similar in a lot of ways. So I included this because I know there's going to be some people out there they're Satanists. Do your research, people. Satanists don't always mean they worship the devil.
There are people out there who
worship the devil.
And that's their prerogative.
Yes.
But the Satanic Temple does not.
I just included this because this is why the Ouija board has become taboo, because a lot of people, it fell into the wrong hands of a lot of people, and they kind of have unleashed stuff, and stuff has happened, and that's how you get the spooky stories. There are some good ones. There are some people that have actually talked to loved ones. And that's just something you're going to have to leave up to self-interpretation, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah.
But
I like to study all religions, too.
I included this because me and Crystal have joked about this before. In my opinion, Satan is pretty low on my list of things to do.
Very low.
Pretty low. Don't plan on talking to him. My husband jokes that that's why I like such hot showers and hot weather.
Tyler does the same thing, too.
Because he says that men are from heaven and women are from hell. And that's why hot water is our thing.
Yeah. I like to literally feel like my skin's burning off, but it doesn't feel that way for me. It just feels really good.
I got out the other day and he was like, your skin is red. And I was like, it felt amazing.
Yeah.
So.
The hotter the shower, the better.
Me and Crystal have actually joked about this before when she presented the Devil's Chair. That's what it was called, right?
Yeah,
the Devil's Chair. It's in Florida. I can't remember the town right now.
It was a teeny tiny town. It was basically its own town. Had a the entire town is like a cult, basically.
Yes.
Long story short.
It was really interesting, and it was actually requested by somebody over on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, me and Crystal actually joked during that episode. So, if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen. I think it was like our 6th episode.
Yeah, it was pretty early.
It was like almost a year ago that we did that. And we joked that the devil is a busy man. Me and Crystal, for some reason, kind of describe the devil as a businessman. And
yeah, I see. Well, I also see as, you know how, I'm sure you were taught this in Sunday school too, that the devil could talk to you whenever, and the devil influenced your decisions, and he was everywhere at all times.
I never believed that.
And I always thought it was funny because they always taught us that the devil could be everywhere at one time, but also that Jesus and God was everywhere at one time. So would that not make them equals? That was a question I asked in Sunday school, and I got ignored.
I got in trouble a lot in Sunday school because
I did too.
I asked a lot. The first question I ever asked was, why do children get cancer? And nobody had an answer for me.
See, that's just like nobody had an answer for me.
And I asked a lot of questions that got me I sat in the corner a lot in Sunday school.
Yeah.
So
Me and Stephanie got sent out because we talked too much because it was so boring for us. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that was my question, and that's why I've always said the devil's a busy man. If he is who everyone says he is, and he can be everywhere all at one time, and he can commune with you and make your life miserable and influence you to lie and influence you to steal or whatever, I guarantee you he could care less about me going to sit on a chair to talk to him and give him a beer. And he could care less if I'm using a little planchette thing. And
exactly, and we're going to talk about that. That's basically what me and Crystal talked about.
Well, I believe the devil sends out demons as his son.
Yeah, not necessarily is it the devil himself.
Yeah.
And a lot of people believe it is. But yeah.
Like if he's literally supposed to be the ruler of hell.
Don't you think you would have people working for him? I don't know. We're getting too much into this. But if you
Is the devil real? It's a whole other spiel that we can go down. But for the sake of this episode, we are going to think of him as a full-on, real, corporeal being.
Yeah, because if he's not, then Ouija boards don't make sense. Yeah. I'm going to be honest.
I mean, they don't.
I'm going to be honest.
They don't.
Ouija boards are not a thing if the devil does not exist, or demons, or ghosts. Sorry. So if you don't believe in that.
Or could it be that the devil isn't necessarily a thing, but there are just spirits that manifest themselves in more malicious ways? But there's not necessarily like a leader. They're just more...
Probably.
That's a whole other story, a whole other thing we can go
Probably, down. But you definitely need to go back and listen to that episode. It was really
a great episode.
It was a mini episode, actually, and a lot of it, thank goodness me and Crystal didn't get haunted after that. At least I don't think we did.
I don't think we did either.
Because we made a lot of jokes about the devil during that episode, and it was hilarious.
The poor devil.
And
we harped on him pretty bad.
I basically described the devil as a businessman in a suit, and I was like, do you really think the devil has time to come haunt you right now just because you're asking him to?
Look, I'm too boring for the devil to do anything. I'll be honest.
I feel like I'm too sarcastic. I would probably not be on his good side, but I don't necessarily know if that's a thing that you would want. And now I'm reading too much into if the devil would like me or not. And I don't know why I'm thinking that.
Like, devil, why don't you like me?
But I'd probably be very sarcastic, and I would be...
However, if the devil was like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, like the new one, if that was the whole... I feel like I'm on the weird side of the people who actually really loved the new Sabrina.
I liked it. I mean, it's alright.
I really liked it.
It's okay.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it's an interesting twist.
I liked the dark version of Sabrina rather than the happy-go-lucky.
I just really like Salem.
I know.
That's my favorite part. Okay, so we kind of talked about the logistics of it, where it came from, the origin. It is still in stores today, y'all.
Go buy you one.
Crystal saw it at Target. I'm pretty sure you can order it online.
I think they're like $20 or $25.
You can, and because, yes, I researched, you can go on Etsy, eBay, and find older ones. Some that supposedly are haunted, but aren't all Ouija boards haunted. You talk to spirits with it, but that's a discussion for a different day. You can go find all these spooky ones. Like, you can buy haunted dolls and stuff on there. But for funsies, remember I said I wanted to give some personal experiences. And with these, it's either you believe it or you don't. So, we're just going to read them and go on this journey together. And if you believe it, you believe it. And if you don't, then you just get to hear me tell a little story. But for funsies, I'm going to read off just some random Ouija board experiences I found scrolling through the World Wide Web. I know Crystal loves that.
I love it.
And I honestly can't tell you if these are real. I'll tell you some of these I'm going to read, I kind of feel like they are. Let's go on this journey together. Okay, first one says, when I was in junior high, a friend and I sat on her grandparents' grave to mess... Oh. Yeah, we're starting off with a good one. Sat on her grandparents' grave. Her grandma and her grandpa were like buried right next to each other. That's
sweet.
So sweet. Grave to mess around with the Ouija board, and 5 minutes later, the ground began to sink underneath us.
What? But
I haven't messed with one since. So that was in middle school. This person did that. This was anonymous.
The ground?
Yeah. This one was anonymous. They didn't leave like a username or a name. As you should. First off, that was a wild ride. That's like one of those 2-sentence scary stories.
Yeah.
That's basically what it made me think of.
Why would you bring a Ouija board to the cemetery? Hard stop, question mark. Why would you bring the Ouija board to the cemetery on your grandparents' grave?
And then
that makes no sense.
I included this one because of what me and Crystal went through together this summer. She has been to, I say my family cemetery, but you guys know what I mean. Like, it's a cemetery, like a public cemetery, but like my entire...
That's how our family...
Yeah, basically my entire family, on my grandmother's side is buried there. Like, her parents, her sister, her brother, she's now buried there, and Crystal went to me with it. And I was trying to think of, like, me and Crystal going out there and, like, doing a Ouija board on Granny's grave. And I was like, first off, no. And I was like, these are 2 kids. These are 2 middle schoolers, and they're... First off, how'd they get out there? It had to be close to their house.
Yeah, they probably snuck out the house and walked.
I was reading too much into this, but, like, first off, my great-granny is buried there, like I said, a few plots down from my granny, and she would have been pissed at me because...
She'd have came to the little Ouija board and said, stop talking to it. Bye. Go away.
Well, because she was, like, full Cajun, and, like, you don't do stuff like that. Like, we weren't even allowed to talk about ghosts. Like, you just didn't talk... If you didn't talk about it, it didn't happen. It didn't exist. Even though, like, they knew it existed. But, yeah, like, she would have been very upset with me. And she passed in the 80s. And I can just imagine her, like, coming up out of the grave and yelling at me and Crystal. But first off, I know I would never do that. And I'm 27 years old and I've never touched a Ouija board.
I say I would never touch a Ouija board. But... I can't lie and say that I am not at least a little interested in them, but I'm too scared of them because I feel like even if they don't work, I don't want to chance them actually being a thing and actually working and me finding out. So I would just rather not know. So.
You ain't ever gotta worry about me. You're safe with me because I've never laid my eyes on a real one.
Oh, me either. I've never seen one.
I don't have any desire to touch one, look at one, buy one, play with one, even be in the same house as one when it's being used. So, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
So, no. Because after reading some of these and scrolling through Reddit, I literally texted Crystal and I was like, I gotta put a Disney movie on. I gotta watch Bob's Burgers, something. We've been really into Bluey lately. I don't know if you guys know what Bluey is, but it's a kid show. It's from Australia, I think. It's on Disney Plus. Shout out Disney Plus. It's really cute, and it's what I watched after. I'm being honest. Okay, this next one. This one is from Reddit. The first one I found on, if you know BuzzFeed, that one was from BuzzFeed. The other ones I'm going to read are from Reddit. So, this is from user no_springs. I'm just including it in case you guys want to go look these people up or find their profiles. I don't even know if you can do that.
Yeah, you can.
These are from, like, subreddits.
Yeah,
like
you can still look it up, because if you go to the person's profile, you can see everything they've commented or
I'm
posted.
still new to Reddit, but I'm getting more into it because of Crystal. I know she loves it so much. So, no_springs. This one gave me goosebumps. The other ones I kind of felt like, nah. This one I kind of, for some reason, believe it. I don't know why. And I shortened this. This was a long one, and I guess that's why I felt like it was real, because this guy was really, like,
detailed.
Like, this spooked him, so I kind of, like, summarized it in my own way, because it would have been really long. But it says, when I was about 12 or 13, spending the night at a close friend's house, we decided to play with the Ouija board.
Absolutely not. Hard stop. If I ever have kids, they're going to be taught, if someone rips this out, you call me, I'm picking you up, and we're going to get ice cream.
I'm going to out myself, and I think I've already told this story to Crystal. I don't know if I've told it on the podcast. I mean, I've never been put in this situation, and I went to a couple of slumber parties when I was younger and a couple of parties when I was a teenager. But when I was, I think, in 6th grade, I stayed at my best friend's house, and I've known her for, like, since the womb. Like, I was a baby at the hospital when she was born. And I spent the night with her, and it was, like, I think her birthday or something. And I legit had my mom pick me up because she had a Raggedy Ann and a Raggedy Andy doll. And I swear to this day, it moved. And if y'all don't know, what's her name? Annabelle, the real Annabelle, is Raggedy Ann doll. So, yeah, it moved on her shelf. I still, to this day, 27 years old, that thing moved. And
I believe you.
Woke her mom up, and I told her to call my mom, and my mom picked me up, and we went home. And I don't think I had a slumber party for a while after that. And I didn't really want to go to her house. And, of course, nobody believed me. But, yeah.
Did your mom believe you?
Yes, of course she did. Because she's a weirdo as well. But, yeah, it really spooked me. Like, basically, I would just tell you, they're not big. They're kind of, like, average doll size. And her hand went like this. Like, it was waving at me.
Were you the only one awake?
Yes, for some reason I woke up. It was, like, really early in the morning. Like, probably 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
At least you made it for most of the night.
Well, no, I laid there until, like, everybody woke up. Just, like, laying there, like, in my sleeping bag, and then I was like, I want my mom to come get me, like, when everybody got up. Like, they were staying and going to eat breakfast and hang out for the day. I was like, I want my mom to come pick me up. And I think my mom was at work, so Granny came and picked me up. And I was like, I can't. And I, like, made up some lame excuse, but, like, when I get home, I told them what happened. And, yeah, nobody believed me.
Oh, I feel so bad.
But, yeah, that doll waved at me, and that's why I don't like dolls. So when my kids ask for them, I'm like, do you really want this? Please say no. But anyways, when this person was 12 or 13, they were playing with it, and it was his friend's house, and they actually asked his little sister to join them.
Okay.
Why? But anyways, at first, it gave them, like, gibberish, like, it wasn't really, like, making words, it was just kind of letters, and it was all over the place. Nothing made sense. And then they got the message, I can see you through the window.
Oh, heck no. Absolutely not.
That's a long sentence, first off.
I can see you through the window. Okay, so it said, I can see you through the window. So they've been like, and then they'll be doing this for like 5 minutes.
I'm assuming, I've never used one, and I've seen a bunch of videos and movies, obviously. I'm assuming it did and then it stopped for a second, so they would know there's a space, and then can, you know.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I'm assuming.
If not, they're just going to be giving out letters and you're going to have to decode
I'm assuming they just wrote all the letters down and then went across and it said, I can see you through the window.
Hey, so when you ever watch a movie and they use a Ouija board and it is full sentences and it's just a whole bunch of letters, do you ever get anxiety that if that was you and you were doing you would forget what the letters would? Yes,
100%.
Yeah.
I just always assumed they had somebody in the background with a pen and a paper.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not going to be doing that. It said that at first, and then it said, I can see you through his eyes.
What the heck does that mean? Whose eyes?
I would have immediately...
Who?
I mean, first off, I'm not going to be doing this, but I would have thrown that board across. I would have been like, take me home
eyes?
now. I need you to call my mom. Mom, pick me up.
Whose eyes? As I want to know.
Like, right? Your hair is standing up on your arms right now. Like mine is. I told you I got goosebumps reading this. They were actually playing this in the friend's basement. We don't have basements in Florida or here really because of all the flooding and stuff. But this was the type of basement that had like a window. Like, you know, sometimes like you could get out or what. I basically think that's what they're for, aren't they? Like if you need to get out of the basement or something.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. But it's the kind of, you know, window that kind of opens. And they basically were like kind of spooked and they wanted it to like specify, like that's kind of vague. I can see through the window. I can see through his eyes. So they asked what it meant and it replied, I'm under the car.
No.
I'm pausing for dramatic effect.
Did they go outside? Please tell me.
So yeah, so they ran upstairs. They ran out of the basement, ran upstairs, and went outside because where would a car be outside? To see an oversized black cat hissing at them under their parents' car.
What's an oversized black cat?
I don't know, but he said it wasn't like a normal like house cat, like it was pretty big. So, I don't know. That's why I said oversized.
Like a cougar?
Not a cougar, but like a cat, but it was pretty big.
Like a fat cat?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. That's why I just put oversized. The way he was describing it was weird. He kind of described it like a monster, but it was a cat. But
okay, dude.
Anyways, the cat was under their parents' car hissing. I don't know where the parents were. If the car's there, like, wouldn't they hear them screaming and stuff? But anyways, like any sane teenager, they ran back in size. No, not bobcat size. He said it was just like a cat, but it was big. I don't know how to describe it. So they ran back inside, and when they got inside, the power went out.
I feel like somebody was playing a joke on them.
So, and the power, because I cut some stuff out, the power stayed out for like a couple hours, and then it finally came back on, and they were really, really scared. They basically huddled next to each other, like close to the front door until the lights came back on, and he's like our age now. Like, he had his age and everything on there. And he said he has never touched a Ouija board again. They never really talked about it again. They never mentioned it. They never played with it. He refuses to talk about it, except he like answered this on Reddit. Like, somebody was asking about Ouija board stuff, and he like wrote this in the subreddit or whatever you call it. So, rightfully so. That should teach you a lesson. Okay, I got one more, because I don't want to make the stream too long, because I know we've been talking a lot. This is from another Reddit user for you guys. This one is from the Tree Man.
Awesome name. Go here for it.
The Tree Man. When he was little, his mom asked him and his little sister if they'd like to play with the Ouija board.
What kind of mom?
Their mom. And they were young. They were like, I think he was like 7 and she was like 5.
Absolutely not.
Anyways.
Great mom right there.
Mother of the year. The mom, I think, was afraid to use it alone. That's kind of the vibe I got.
Then why would you use it with your kids?
I don't know. That's the vibe I got from his story. And she kind of used her children to do it with her. But anyway.
Great mom.
This is why I think she wanted to do it, but was afraid. The mom's friend had actually gone missing a month ago. And I think she just wanted to see if the board would give her answers. And she was too afraid to do it by herself. So she basically, like, lied and told her kids they were going to play a game. Like, he says he didn't even really know what a Ouija board was. He thought it was just
this
like
is
a
an
game.
awesome mom.
Yeah. So, hell yeah, the tree man. You probably had a lot of therapy. So, yeah, the mom asked the board who they were communicating with. And the mom's friend name was spelled out immediately.
Okay.
That's the first thing the board said. It spelled his name. Okay.
So at this point, you have to assume the kids did not do it.
They
Because I doubt
didn't
the
do
kids
it.
knew even how to spell the mom's name.
Yeah. So they were young. So we know the children did not do this. So it either really has to be real or the mom is just really
Crazy.
The mom asked where he was because it was a man. She said, "Where have you been? I'm obviously talking to you. Where are you?" And like I said, it had been over a month since he was last seen, and the board spelled out in a lake.
Okay.
In a lake.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Creepy, really weird. Once again, obviously these small children are not spelling that out. I know my 6-year-old's not spelling that out. Or why would he even
say
that?
Why would he
Yeah.
even care?
So this made the mom extremely upset. Like the man said that, I mean, he was young and his mom just like started crying and was freaking out and was very upset. And they stopped playing. Like that was it. It said his name and then it said in a lake, and she just was like, "I'm done." She started crying, put the board away, and that was kind of the end of it. And like I said, the kids didn't really believe it. They didn't even honestly know what they were playing. At the time, he didn't know what a Ouija board was. Obviously, now he's adult, and he's retelling the story. He knows. And 2 weeks later, the mom's friend was found, actually. He had been hit by a car crossing okay, let me set the scene. It was a small bridge that kind of went over a lake. So think like somewhere up in the mountains. I'm assuming this was somewhere up north.
Okay.
It was like a little small bridge. He was hit by a car and fell off the bridge.
Oh God.
Basically, it was a hit and run.
Jeez.
But yeah, he was hit and his body fell into the lake under the bridge.
That's sad.
So it was somewhat, out in the country. That's where I'm kind of thinking it was probably up north somewhere in a mountain, the way that he was describing it. So it took a while for his body to be found because remote, not a lot of people out there. Probably someone was driving during the day and maybe saw something or was down there. So this one wasn't scary in the sense of it being like a haunting or the devil or oversized cat under a car. But it was kind of cool, and I included it because basically they solved his disappearance.
Yeah.
I mean, the police found him, but they knew it 2 weeks before the police did.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Using the Ouija board. So, not sure if I believe that one, but
it was still interesting.
It was interesting. I felt like it was kind of like true crime investigating, except the mom used her children to do it.
Which is kind of crappy.
Which is weird. But yeah, that's all the spooky stories I have for you. There's so many that you can go on Reddit and find yourself. I didn't include some of the, like, really out there ones because a lot of the times I feel like those are not
We had that
as
cute
truthful.
one from Instagram that, I can't remember his name right now, but he wrote in and said that his grandmother used one when she was a teenager, and it told her and her friends that they were pregnant, and it turned out that they were all pregnant. I think that's funny and kind of cute, though.
First off, that's insane. But also...
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, that's all I have for Ouijas. There's so many that you can look up. There are some crazy ones on Reddit. Like, there are some people that scrounge the internet. They are so intrigued by Ouija boards, whether it be because they experienced something and then they want to just kind of, I guess, connect with people that have gone through the same thing as them. There's also a show on Amazon. I'll have to look the name up and tell you guys on Instagram. But Zach had me watching it because I was researching this. And he was like, if you're reading about it, we might as well watch it at the same time. So I didn't sleep much that night because it really...
What is it on?
It's something on... It's on Amazon Prime. It's free. And it's like people's personal stories. It's based in Canada.
Ooh.
Because it's like made by Ontario Productions or something. And
I
like,
want to watch it now.
yeah, most of the stories are in Ontario and Quebec and places like that. There's a few in New Jersey, like places that are kind of up there and up north. But yeah, it's on Amazon Prime.
We're gonna look.
But yeah, it's people telling personal stories, and there were a few on there from people that played with Ouija boards, and there was one man that he saw a goat man.
A goat man?
And he saw a goat man. It had the body of a goat, but the head of a man. So, like hooves and stuff, and fur legs, and then a male torso and head. So,
was Ouija in the name?
I can't remember. I have to look it up now. But it was really, really creepy. Probably not, because there was just some ghost stories.
There was just regular ghost stories.
Some of them were ghost stories, and some of them were Ouija board experiences. Like, there was one lady, her story scared me because she's like in her 50s now. And the first experience she had was at 15, and she said the spirit that was let out of the board is still with her.
Oh, absolutely.
And she's like in her 50s.
You need to find this show so I can see it.
And she said that she just kind of coexists with it.
I ain't coexisting with nothing. Absolutely
and
not.
I'm like, probably
I'm
not.
not coexisting.
Probably not what I'm gonna do. But yeah, it's a really interesting show. I'm surprised Zach watched it with me because he's not.
Tyler would never watch that with me.
He's not a believer at all in stuff like this. Like, when I tell him stuff, he's like, meh, rolls his eyes.
Tyler is a believer. He just gets really scared.
Zach, see, if anything scared Zach, run. Because nothing scares him. Ever. So, I would be personally terrified and probably peeing my pants if something ever scared that man. Goatman is an urban legend. Yeah, it's on our list. It's on our folklore board. So we're more than likely going to get to that one of these days.
It wasn't this show lore, was it?
Maybe.
Because I've seen that. I don't know if that was it or not.
It's in Canada. That's
I don't think this was in Canada.
But that's all I have. Do you have anything else to add, ma'am?
No, not really, but I just discovered that Amazon Prime has, like, the greatest selection of horror and scary movies right now.
I watched scary stuff on there. I mean, the old
like,
lady freaked him out that time. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What old lady?
Okay, so you want to grab the cookies so we can taste them while I tell this story?
Yes.
We'll freak Crystal out real quick.
Ooh, yeah.
So, actually, I think this was around Halloween. I think they were on their way home from a party or something. It was my mom, my mother-in-law, Zach, and I can't remember who else. I was not with them. I was at the house. And they were driving down their neighborhood. And if you ever go... We got an ogre figure. If you ever go to their neighborhood, there's, like, no street lights. It's like our street. It's just dark.
Just dark?
When you're driving down it. And they were at the stop sign at the end of the road. And there was this old lady standing on the side of the road, in the road, with just a white nightgown and a white robe on. Just this old lady. Yeah, Daniel. Daniel was with them, his brother. And she's just standing on the side of the road. And...
No.
And they roll their I don't know what possessed them. They roll their window down and ask if she needs help. And she doesn't say anything. And they're trying to talk to her, and she just doesn't say anything. So they drive off. And then when Zach turns around to look, like they had just driven off, she was gone.
No.
And still to this day, like, there's no old lady that fits that description that lived around there. And there was, like, no reports of, like, a missing old lady.
That's weird.
She wouldn't talk. That's really good.
That was a good cookie, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. It's got like the right amount of sweet and salty.
Mm-hmm. I think that pistachio did really wonders for that. Okay, which one you try next?
Hit me with it, whichever. I can't remember what she said to Zach.
This hunger. I don't want to touch the little marshmallow.
But it was, oh no, I think my leg's coming off.
Okay, I feel like I need to do a cookie break for y'all.
This is so good.
Oh, are y'all seeing this?
Oh my god. It's like she sprinkled salt or something on the top. So when you bite into it, it's like savory and sweet.
Do you want more of the guy or less of the guy? You choose.
Less.
You want less of the guy?
Okay, this is
the double chocolate. I kind of want some with the marshmallow. Oh my god.
This is so good.
That is so good.
Oh my god.
I just hit the spot.
It's not super sweet. It's got like the right amount of like bitter cocoa taste. And then the marshmallow, oh man, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. The marshmallow. Oh no.
That's really good.
That is good.
Okay. Oh.
That is so good.
Okay. This is the cornbread cookie, right? The sweet cornbread.
With the
honey butter.
Honey butter.
Which I actually just got on my
frosting.
thumb, and it tastes like the honey butter from Texas Roadhouse.
Okay. Why was I going to say Whataburger?
That too. Man, I keep making these. Here, you can get the bigger half.
Oh my god. Alright. I'm going to like scoop some down at the end so I can bite it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That one's really good to me.
This one's good, but the chocolate's still my favorite right now.
No, this one took it for me. This one took first place. Ooh, right now.
Very much cornbread. This would be delicious with chili. That would be amazing with chili. Like, I'm giving you hints here. She should advertise that to go with chili. That's a lot of cookie, though. Like, these cookies are thick.
Look
like,
at how thick.
Look how thick that is. You're getting your money's worth with these cookies. And she literally makes these, like, handmade, everything.
Okay, this is the Snickerdoodle with white chocolate chips.
Okay, I'm not a big fan of Snickerdoodle, so let's see if I like this one. I actually don't mind this one. It's really good. This makes me feel like Christmas. I don't know why, but I just really...
because I always think of Snickerdoodles for Christmas.
That is a good cookie.
Kim, 10 out of 10. Great.
I loved all of them. Chocolate, oh my god.
They're all good. They're all amazing. If you're still watching and you have followed Kim, you may have noticed that on Facebook she posted that she's officially doing a Christmas what's it called, advent calendar, and they're going to be mini cookies, and every day is going to be a different flavor cookie. I'm excited. I also don't know how she's going to come up with 24 different flavors of cookies, but when she does, I will be very surprised.
I don't know, and maybe we'll do another giveaway.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is going to happen often. If good stuff keeps happening and we're just feeling very generous, we might just keep giving away cookies and partnering with it, because when we do this, she also gives us stuff, and we buy stuff from her, and I'm not mad at it.
No. Not mad at all.
It is so good.
So good.
So much cookie.
So much cookie. So great. Yeah. Then enter the contest.
Yes, enter the contest. Yes.
If you want one, gotta enter the contest and you maybe can get
It's on Facebook or Instagram. All you have to do is like the post on either Facebook or Instagram. Like it. Comment under what is your favorite episode. Let's see, I'll tell you what some people have said. They have said the McDonald's Massacre,
the Issa.
Yeah, Issa, Mothman. What was the other one?
Toy Box.
Toy Box. Somebody said Toy Box. We have like 4 or 5 people that have entered. So you just have to comment on that on either Facebook or Instagram, and then
share it.
If you're on Instagram, share it to your stories, or if you're on Facebook, just share it to your profile. So, and you get 1 shirt and some good
cookies,
good chocolate chip cookies.
Yep, and they're amazing. They're amazing.
So that is all that we have for you guys. Thank you so much, Basic Batches. This was
amazing.
And we had fun hanging out with you guys. We got all dressed up. I told Crystal I haven't dressed up for Halloween in some years, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I can't wait to take this wig off.
I can't wait to take these bangs out of my hair.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. The next time that we will be seeing you guys, because Crystal is actually going out of the country on vacation.
Woohoo!
Here soon. She's excited and nervous about it. I'm excited for her. So the next Twitch stream that we have will be November 12th. We will be talking about Roanoke.
It will not be November 12th. I will be getting back into the country November 12th. The Twitch stream will be November the 14th.
Yes. I thought it was the 12th. But yes, the 14th.
The 12th is a Friday.
Whatever that Sunday is. So yes, the 14th. I don't know why I said 12th.
Because we talked about what day I was coming back in town.
Probably. Anyways, that Sunday.
I will be jet lagged.
So, less than a month away. We're going to be talking about Roanoke, since it's November and kind of around that time frame. It's an interesting, it's still a mystery, it's still unsolved. There's a lot of conspiracy theories about it, and I've already started going down the rabbit hole. I haven't made my way to Reddit yet about it, but I've gone down some rabbit holes on the World Wide Web.
Are you going to watch the really bad season of American Horror Story about Roanoke?
I'm not rewatching it. I've already watched that, and I have it in my notes right now that is the worst season on American Horror Story.
Hands down, worst season.
Worst season. I have it. I actually have it in my notes. That was like one of the first things. I was like, we're going to be talking about Roanoke, and no, I'm not talking about the worst season of American Horror Story. But yeah, so get ready for that. That'll be, yes, it sucked. I think we're all in agreement.
I think everyone thinks it's the worst season.
I think I came up with wanting to do this topic because we were in Discord. I think it was like either before D&D a couple of weeks ago. It was we were all getting ready for D&D, and we were talking with our friend Shane because he likes American Horror Story like me and Crystal, and we all were like, what's the worst season? And we all said Roanoke at the same time. Mm-hmm. And then of course we said our favorites, which I think we all had different ones.
Yeah, because mine's tie between Coven and Apocalypse.
Mine's Coven. I have rewatched that probably 5 or 6 times. I do like Apocalypse. I think he said Murder House.
See, Murder House is next to last for me. I don't like Roanoke the most, and then Murder House is right after it. I really didn't like Murder House.
Like Murder House. I mean, it's the first season, so it was just getting started, but I don't think it's top 3. I think it's
it's towards the bottom for me.
It's at the middle.
Top 3 would be Coven, Apocalypse, and Hotel.
That's mine. That's my top 3. I just love Lady Gaga, though.
I know, so good. However, the season that's right now, I'm waiting for the end of it. If it ends greatly, it might be number 4. Because I did not like the first half of it because I'm very confused by the first half of it. But the second half of it, I'm loving it.
I still have to get caught back up, but
Have you got to the second half yet?
No, I started watching it with Crystal, and then I kind of stopped because it got really boring. I'll be honest. The first couple episodes.
Look, the first couple episodes were horrible. Then it got really kind of good, and then it ended, and then the second half started.
Weird.
And so the second half is a totally different story.
I'm gonna have to pick it up.
Like the second half has like nothing in common with the first half. And so I'm waiting for it to, like, come back around and maybe conjoin the two. But it doesn't seem like it's going to. I don't know.
Maybe that's what will happen.
I have no idea.
Alrighty. I know we're getting sidetracked, and we've been talking for a while here, but we wanted to hang out with you guys, and it's been really fun. And once this gal gets back from her trip, we will start the streams back up again. We were kind of getting into our little swing of recording and streaming at the same time, because it was a lot of people have requested it, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, we want to see y'all record an episode.
And we always have more views on those than we do on, like, our regular Twitch streams, too, which is weird.
So, this gal is going to go and have a heck of a time with her husband. It's very much deserved. They deserved some time away. So be looking for that on November 14th, not the 12th, because I'm bad at dates. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And we got all dressed up, and we really enjoyed it. And until next month.
Have a good night.
Bye.